Welcome to another video. I'm Sarah Steckler. Today, I want to just have a real casual video where I'm showing you some of my planners, how I've been using them, and how I kind of plan to set up a couple things for 2022. So this will likely be a pretty short video. I'm trying a new setup with lighting and the microphone today, so we'll see how this goes. But I thought I'd start with my new Wonderland222 planner. I got this over the summer and actually just discovered Wonderland not too long ago. I really like the Wonderland planners because they are Tomoe River paper, so similar to Hobonichi, but I really like this Undated one specifically because it's just a lot more simplified and the pages are a little bit more simple. So let me actually take this out of my little planner case here. So this is a Wonderland222. This is an A6 and it's undated. So the pages here are super simple. You've got space here for the date or the time of the day down the side, a space to write in your date, and then there's page numbers, which I love so much. So you don't have to rely on like Hobonichi with the dates, you actually have page numbers. So because I know people are going to ask, because I just found out where to get these clear covers. This is a Midori A6 clear cover, and then this is a sticker that I just got off of Redbubble. Super cozy and cute. I really hope to have an A-frame house someday. But one little trick I learned about these clear covers is that when you put them on, they fit like a glove, like super tight. But then when you close the planner, it can kind of like, it's still kind of molding into itself. There's a little bit, it's like so tight that sometimes this won't close all the way. And so I learned this from a trick from my Facebook group. I actually took a hairdryer on low and just kind of went over it from afar. And that softened up the plastic, and then I was able to close it completely. And then I just kind of put a book on top of it, and that gave it like the most perfect fit. So it still stays open a little bit, so I might do that again. But that is the trick if you're using these Midori covers and you're like, why is it not working? So I want to just go through and show quick flip through of how I've been using the Wonderland. I've been using this since August, but completely sporadically. There's only like a handful of pages in here. So I started off with the index page, and I knew that I was going to track some of the library books I was checking out. So here I've kind of got a reading log. I have to be completely honest, I checked out a lot of books from the library and then just didn't end up finishing them or completing them, or I kept renewing them. And so at one point I just like completely stopped checking out books and was like, okay, you're going to just like focus for a while. You're clearly not in a place to do reading. But these, I wanted to at least write these down so I have them so that in 2022, if I want to come back to these, I can find them in here. But essentially I had my library books that I checked out and when they were due. I don't know if I'd do the same kind of log again, only because knowing me, I will renew books and the due date changes. And there wasn't like a super easy way for me to, I didn't really leave space for myself to change the due date. And then again, I continued this page on this side. And then I just was kind of experimenting with different layouts and what might work for me. I noticed that I love the layouts with people just use, because this is already a grid, right? And I love when people have the bullet journal style, you know, dots and lines and checks. But I really noticed that I love actually seeing an actual like box. So I actually drew checkboxes in. I don't know how I'm gonna do this in the future or if I'll just kind of get over that, but I still really like want an actual checkbox. But this was like my first page, kind of using this for like daily productivity. So I had like kind of like morning items and things I wanted to do, things I wanted to do that day. And then I had a bunch of different like work tasks that I wanted to complete. And then I just kind of made some like notes about stuff that was going on during the day. I made a note here for our next Costco run. That was really helpful. And I loved that this size is small enough so I could just throw this in my purse. I attempted an August tracker and I was not consistent with this, mainly because I wasn't making consistent time to check in and use this planner specifically. Like I use my brain dump book almost daily, but I didn't have a practice in place to check back here. So I liked all the items I had on here, but I don't know if I would do like a monthly tracker like this in this planner specifically, I might do like a weekly thing, but I wasn't consistent with this one. Then I had some space for some like online orders I made and tracking those. And again, I kind of experimented with using this as a just kind of time of day, what I kind of did. And then I had like work and personal tasks. And on this page, this is why I really like that they're not dated, because I feel like each one of these pages, you can use it however you want. And I didn't feel pressure to use this like as a daily page per se. So this was more of like a brain dump of things that were on my mind for my business. And then I did this again where I used the time of the day. So this is like my log for the day. And then I broke down my tasks into home, work, and other. This system was kind of working well for a while. So as you can see, I was like kind of consistent in August. What was going on during the day, and then like on my mind. And I found that helpful, but for like more of my bigger project tasks, I actually still mapped out everything daily in my daily productivity and brain dump book, and found that like more helpful because there's a lot more like standard operating procedures or micro tasks that I needed to map out, and I didn't feel like I had quite all of the space in here. I wrote this when I went on a solo cabin trip to the ocean with just me and Bella in September, end of September. It was so rainy and beautiful, and I got to go to the ocean, and it was like totally magical, but I brought so much stuff, and I always leave packing to the last minute. So I find that I always end up like overpacking. So while I was in the cabin, I made this list of like things that I actually only need. Like, what do I need to sleep, eat, be clean and have clothes and then relax. And one thing I always do is pack way too many journals and planners, and that's exactly what I did. Then I did like a little insert, tape in, whatever you want to call, page. This is a printable from Sterling Ink. She has beautiful freebies every month for calendars. She also now has a monthly subscription, which looks amazing. But I did this for October, so I just downloaded this on regular paper and just taped it in on both sides. I think it'd be really cool to print this next time, like on vellum or on actually like buy Tomo River paper and print it. And then this is like my last page in here. So I was testing out, I got a new stamp, and I was testing out the stamp ink that I had. I didn't like this because it ended up being very smudgy and it took forever to dry for some reason. And the next time I use a stamp in my planners, I'm actually going to do this trick I learned where you just take the stamp and you use like a Tombow pen, and you actually can just draw on the stamp and then stamp it. So you know that the ink is going to behave how you want it on the page. I thought that was a brilliant idea. So I'm not actually going to invest in any more stamp ink pads at this time. I only had like one black one. And then I just stamped it 3 times to kind of see where it went and how it showed up. And then again, I just had like some quick to-dos here and little check things and a Costco run. So that was basically how I set up my Wonderland222 and how I've used it so far. I really like this paper a lot. I like the simple layout, and I like that I can kind of pick it up and use it when I need to. So I think I'm going to continue using this the way I have been, kind of like for work stuff, but I'm curious to see how much I stick with it, because I'm actually planning on using the Hobonichi Cousin for 2022 for like my complete work planner. So we'll see how that goes. So in part 2 of this video, I'll go into some of the other Hobonichis that I've been using and how I've been setting them up and kind of what I'm setting up for the next year. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.